So let me just share the slide for today. Okay, so let's begin. It is 9:30 now. Hope the first session. Okay, so the first part basically we will start with the general introduction to the postgraduate studies. So because you basically enroll in one of the programs. So just to highlight that how many programs we have at the College of Engineering. So I'll take around 30 minutes for that, more or less 30 minutes general information. And then we will have breakout session. Okay, so we will have two breakout session, or basically one breakout session with two different teams. The first one will be briefing on research program. Okay, so that will be done by me. And another one will be briefing on the coursework mixed mode program. That will be done by Dr. Hafiz. So please make sure that for the breakout session, for research, just remain in this room. But for coursework, Dr. Hafiz will provide you the another link for you to enter. Okay, so please make sure that after the general introduction of mine, 30 minutes, join the relevant breakout room. Okay, so research will be me, remaining in this link. And coursework will be by Dr. Hafiz. He will be giving you the link in the chat box, right? Okay, so before we move on, if you have any question, okay, so if you don't want to utter it verbally, then just place it in the chat box. Okay, so at the end of the session, I'll go through the chat box and we'll see what questions we have there. Okay, right, so let's quickly go into the postgraduate studies. Okay, so just for a start, okay, historically, when we were a faculty prior to March 2021, okay, so if you can recall, if you're from UiTM, so basically before March 2021, we were different faculties, okay, so civil, mechanical, chemical, electrical, we were standalone faculties, okay. However, starting March 2021, due to a restructuring practice, all faculties has been dissolved and combined under one roof. We call it College of Engineering. Okay, so and the faculties were renamed to school. Okay, so now it's basically School of Civil. Yes, Fauzia. Can you hear me? Is my voice okay, Fauzia? Is my voice okay?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So I think it's all right. Okay, so we were joined as a college. Okay, so and it is named as such. So whatever program you take or you have joined, it should actually be housed under one of these school. Okay, and before we go any further, in terms of affiliation as a student first. Okay, so it is very important, particularly you as whether a coursework student or a research student. Importantly for research student, when you write papers, okay, so sooner or later will you come out with papers, publication, journal, conference. So you will need to have your name there. Okay, so and your affiliation will be as such. So in English, you will have your first name, your last name, the school that you have attached with. Okay, so College of Engineering, University Technology Mara, Shah Alam. Okay, so Selangor, Malaysia. It's also important that you actually place Shah Alam there. So it depends on which campus that you have registered under. So for research program, we have what they call campus Cawangan. Okay, so campus Cawangan as well having all our research program. Penang, for example, we have in Penang, Pasir Gudang, Sarawak, Jengke, Terengganu as well. Okay, but if you're registered in Shah Alam, then make sure that you have Shah Alam in the place lah. Okay. Right. Okay, so for postgraduate team, we are not that huge. Okay, so just to introduce you to the organization of postgraduate at the College of Engineering. Just to give you an idea, what's the difference between IPSIS and also postgraduate at College of Engineering? IPSIS is governing the postgraduate studies for the entire UiTM. Okay, so meaning to say that IPSIS actually produces or ensures the policy, the academic regulation, the procedures. Okay, so they make sure that is in place and it is disseminated and executed well at the college or faculty level. So much of it, we at the College of Engineering, we take care of the students. Okay, so we are at the operational level, and IPSIS is at the governing policy level. Okay, so which means any rules, regulations, any forms, because we will be using from IPSIS. So we don't have any much different form from IPSIS except for supervisor nomination. That's all. So thesis submission, all the procedures should be the same across the entire UiTM. Okay, so at the college level, okay, so we are basically governed, or we are basically under the Assistant Vice Chancellor, Professor Dr. Hamidah Muhammad Saman. Okay, and basically the head of postgraduate studies is basically under the governing governance of the Dean of Academic and International. Okay, so currently the Dean of Academic International will be Prof. IR Dr. Solehuddin. Okay, so right away it will be the head of postgraduate studies. Okay, so that will be me, and I will be assisted by two coordinators. Okay, so one coordinator would be for the research program. Okay, so currently the position is vacant, and another one would be the coordinator for coursework mixed mode. Okay, so coursework mixed mode will be Dr. Muhammad Hafiz Muhammad Noor. Okay, so Dr. Hafiz should be in the room. Okay, so and the coordinator for research will be assisted by Dr. Habibah, who is the penyelaras, okay, for promotion and student development. And then we have Dr. Siti Hamidah Abdul Rahman, who is the penyelaras for Masters by Research. Okay, so if you are taking Masters by Research, you should know Dr. Siti Hamidah. And Dr. Muhammad Shafiq Hazwan is the penyelaras for program PhD. So if you're taking PhD, you must know Dr. Shafiq. Okay, and Dr. Hafiz is assisted also by penyelaras for different programs. Okay, so penyelaras for civil engineering, all the programs of civil engineering. Currently, civil engineering is having 6 programs. Okay, so whether you're taking structure, geotechnical, construction, water resource, environment, or highway, so it's under one penyelaras, which is currently vacant. So if you have any question basically in regards to civil engineering, then you might get to me, or you might get to Dr. Hafiz as well. Okay. And then penyelaras for EM 704 Engineering Management will be Dr. Helmi Rashid. Penyelaras for electric, okay, so Telecommunication and Information Engineering, IRTS Dr. Nani Fazlina. And penyelaras for mixed mode, okay, Master Science in Mechanical Engineering, Dr. Muhammad Afzan Muhammad Anwar. Okay, and these are the academic administrator for the postgraduate team. For the administration side, okay, so we have we should have actually assistant registrar, okay, academic assistant registrar, so which is vacant. And if you are coursework, okay, so if you are coursework mixed mode student, the executive officer in charge will be Puan Fazni, okay, and she is supported by Puan Nur Imaniah and also Adibah. Okay, so actually the coursework, Adibah has actually changed to coursework. So there will be 3 for coursework and 2 for research. Okay, so if you're doing research, then the executive officer will be Puan Mardiana. She's assisted by Puan Ezri. Okay, so those are the people that you would be seeing basically throughout your study. Okay, so unless the position is being vacant. And our postgraduate office location, it is at level 9, Tower 1 of the complex engineering. Okay, so the engineering complex. So we are at level 9. So you can just drop by our office, okay, if there are any issues and so on. Just to give you a highlight in regards to the programs that we have. Okay, so if you're taking coursework or mixed mode, you should be enrolled in one of it here. Okay, so for civil, there are 6 programs. For mechanical, we have 4 coursework. Okay, so 4 coursework and 1 mixed mode. Okay, so mixed mode will be 703. So we have engineering management, robotics, manufacturing, and aviation. So just to give you an idea, actually robotics, manufacturing, and aviation is a 1-year program, and offered only once a year, which is in September. So meaning to say that for this intake, we shouldn't be having any new student for robotics, manufacturing, and aviation. Okay, and for electrical, we have one, telecommunication and information engineering. Okay, so in regards to student enrollment, so this data is pretty new. Okay, so currently for masters by research, masters by coursework, sorry, we have around 290. By mixed mode, we have 31, and in total, we have around 321. Okay, and this is very important. If you are undertaking coursework mixed mode, please get yourself or get hold of one copy of this academic rules and regulation. Okay, so everything is there in regards to the academic rules and regulation. And for coursework and mixed mode, later Dr. Hafiz will brief you very much detail, okay, in terms of the marks of failure and so on. So if you can recall, maybe during your undergraduate, you'll be 50 marks, but for postgraduate, it is 65. Okay, so you need to get above 65 to pass a certain course. So please make sure that you understand and you can, because when you understand the rules good enough, you can actually navigate your study. Okay, so for example, there are times where you could not focus for a semester, so probably you're too busy with work, or there are family matters that is very much serious and you need off from a certain semester. There are room for you actually. Okay, so you can actually take a deferment of the semester. If you're medically ill, okay, so you can actually take special leave. So there are ways that you can actually go about if you are having certain issues. So you don't need to just withdraw as such. Okay, so because I believe everyone here, you are motivated, there are reasons for you to actually pursue your studies. So it would be a waste. So we really want to have you in as a student and out as a graduate. So it's not in as a student and out as a dropout too. Okay, so hopefully get yourself download this. It is from the IPSIS website. Okay, so just read through it. It's a very thin book, but once you are able to know the rules regulation, you should be able to navigate yourself well. Okay, quickly about the common issues that we have for coursework student. Okay, so just to give you at least what are the common issues that we actually come across, so that you don't repeat the same mistake basically. Okay, one importantly, all the coursework students would need to go through master's project, whether you're taking it under civil or under mechanical or under electrical or mixed mode. You must have master's project. Okay, the very reason is because it is required by the MQA. Okay, so all of our programs are MQA what they call compliance. So that is a very compulsory credit that we need to allocate for master's project, which is between 10 to 12 credit. Okay, so but mostly ours are basically 10 credit. And to be honest, usually especially busy students, they were able to go through the classes exam, which is 30 credit hours. And usually, or not usually, I would say small number of them usually drop out after taking 30 credit. Okay, so the last 10 credit, which is the master's project, they are not able to complete. Okay, so just please make sure that by hook or by crook, you just need to complete the master's project. Okay, so you may start early to make sure that you do not get left out and to the point that you lost the motivation to complete a project. Okay, so it is such a ways that if a student could complete 30 hours, okay, so you have gone through daily classes, what do you call it, the fees, your effort, you know, so much have been poured for 30 credit. It's not worth it to just lose it at the end with 10 credits, you know, just because of the 10 credit. So please make sure that you complete all the way through until the master's project. Okay. Another thing for master's project, you can actually if let's say, for example, you're taking a master's project at the third semester, okay, and you think that that third semester you have done, but it is not to the satisfaction of your supervisor, or you have done it almost 70%, but you can't complete it 100%, you can actually apply tidak lengkap. TL is tidak lengkap, or in English is called incomplete, once throughout your semester, throughout your study. Okay, so meaning to say, if I'm in the third semester now, I'm taking master's project, but until the end, I am only able to complete 70%. Then I can just present and the panel would give me tidak lengkap and I'll repeat the subject next semester. Okay, so, but if you have any query about anything, just get back to us, because probably there are better ways to solve the issue. Okay, and another thing, okay, for coursework, you must register for courses. Okay, so at the beginning of every semester, never forget that you must register for courses. The courses are not automatically registered. No. So you must go in your iStudent portal and register the courses. And usually it will be provided to you in the WhatsApp group what courses for every semester, every program. Okay. And if you were to add or drop any courses, please do it within the academic deadline. Okay, so there's a calendar provided to you. And missing in action. Okay, so we do have issues as well where students go MIA, missing in action, and returning after a few semesters to continue their study. It's quite difficult to get the approval. Okay, so it's not that easy, because missing of several semesters or several years, sometimes we get the students, especially when they are only left with master's project. Because we do curriculum review, and sometimes the credit hours might change. Okay, so when the credit hours change, it is quite difficult for us to justify the similarity, the compatibility. So please, if you have any issue in between a financial, family, mostly about work, outstation or whatsoever, just get back to us, because there are other options to ensure that you are still relevant in the institute as a student, and not MIA. Okay, so you may take semester deferment, you may take special leave as well. Okay, so these are the common issues for coursework. Okay, but details of the coursework, the subject, the registration, please go into the session that will be handled by Dr. Hafiz after this. Okay, for research program, okay, so there are 8 in total. Every division or every specialization, every field would have 2. One will be Masters by Research, one will be PhD. Okay, so you see 2, 2, 2, 2, 2 for all engineering. Okay, so for Masters by Research, I will go through this in detail later, but anyhow, quickly, I guess. So the duration for Masters by Research, basically minimum 2 semesters, maximum 8 semesters. Okay, minimum 2 would mean that from the time you register until the time you get the Senate letter. So if you actually have a very good research done in your FYP, you can just register for masters, submit your thesis within 1 semester, and do your viva until you get your Senate in another semester, provided you have a very good thesis done in your final year project. You can actually complete a master's within 1 year actually. Okay, so however, if you can't, then the common or the graduate on time period is actually 2 years. Okay, so from the date of registration to Senate approval. And I've mentioned about deferment. Okay, so if you have any issue that that doesn't allow you to continue a study in a certain semester, you can apply for deferment. And for Masters by Research, you can apply up to 2 times. And any medical reason will be special leave. Okay, and this also you can apply up to 2 times. Okay, so this could be easily done. So for deferment of semester, you could download the form from IPSI's website. For special leave, it is in your iStudent portal. So it is through online. Okay. Another thing that I want to highlight about masters by research, you can actually convert your masters to a PhD if that is your intention. Okay, so some students who actually enter masters, the intention is really to get a PhD, particularly if you are intending to go for academic career. Okay, so especially if you want to be a lecturer, similar or in nature like that, or a researcher, then a PhD is, I would say, is a must nowadays. Okay, so it's quite difficult for you to actually go for an academic career without a PhD nowadays. So if that is your ultimate goal, okay, so you can actually convert your masters to a PhD. So you can enter with your undergraduate, okay, so into masters, and then within 12 months from your registration, you can apply to us. There is a presentation. You need to submit the proposal within 12 months. There would be like a mini viva, okay, with 2 panels. And if approved, then you'll be converted to a PhD. Okay. All right. So for master's presentation, I'll talk about this later on in the detailed research section. Okay. So progress report as well, I'll talk about it. It is very, very important. Okay, so this one we'll go in detail in the research section. So this is also similar. PhD rules regulation with masters by research is same. Okay, except that the duration. So the duration for PhD would be minimum 5 semesters, maximum 7 semesters. Sorry, minimum 5 semesters, maximum 14 semesters. Okay, and the graduate on time for PhD will be 4 years. And you can defer your semester up to 4 times, and you can apply for special leave up to 2 times. Okay, and your defense research proposal will be within 12 months, and progress report is the same. And for, I think nowadays most of the university would require publication, and for us is 2 index publication. Okay, so that is for PhD. Enrollment for research is pretty high. Okay, so our masters by research is around 344. Our PhD is around 455. In total is around 799. So making in total for the entire postgraduate students are around 1,100 plus. Okay, so well, we do have issues among research students as well. Okay, so the common issues: one, late appointment of supervisor. Sometimes we get students entering the 3rd semester without supervisor. So what's the point of doing a research without a supervisor? So importantly, if you're a research student, your supervisor is your guidance. Okay, so they will guide you, navigate your way through how to actually what do we mean by actually having a good research. Okay, so please make sure, try to do that as fast as you can. Okay, and this is also very important, not submitting progress report. For research student, there are no examinations. Okay, so there are no examinations. So hence your progress report acts as the one and only assessment tool. So it acts similar as an examination, but it's a very simple form. You just need to fill your progress every semester, and it will be assessed by your supervisor. That's all. So please ensure that, I know a lot of you are working, doing part-time, but please make sure you are alerted on any announcement given in the WhatsApp group, okay, or sometimes email. But most of the time, we will provide through WhatsApp or Telegram. So for research, Telegram is very important. Okay, so same for research student, we still have missing in action. Okay, so coming after several semesters, please get to us if you have any issue to complete a certain semester. So there are alternatives to it actually. All right. And late submission of various forms as well. Okay, so we have deadline for certain what do you call, certain what do you call, certain status. Okay, so we have a deadline set by IPSIS. So for example, if you're intending to submit your thesis, please make sure the notice of intention should be given to us 3 months before you submit the thesis. It cannot be given together with the thesis submission. I'll explain further in the research section later. Okay, and research student as well, similar to coursework student, you need to register every semester. It is not auto registered for you. Okay, so whether you're coursework, whether you're research student, as long as you're postgrad student, you need to register every semester. And failing to do that, you will be dismissed basically. Okay, so make sure, remember, the first week of every semester, just register yourself at iStudent portal. And of course, research, it is long term. Okay, so PhD would take around 4 years. So 4 years of relationship with one person, obviously we have our arguments and so on. Okay, so it might be there might be conflicts and so on because we're human. Okay, so if there are minor is normal, but if there's something major and you are really unhappy about it, you are stressed about it, and probably you're thinking of changing a supervisor, there are rooms for it. Okay, so just get back to us, and we would be able to help you navigate your way around. Okay, so these are some. Okay, so make sure you get the academic regulations. Okay, for master's research or PhD programs are in purple, and coursework mixed mode program, it is in green. And make sure it is Amendment 2021. Okay, so there are several amendments being done. The latest will be 2021 because we are abiding to the MQA latest standard. Okay, so latest master's and PhD standard. So we have international student as well with us, and I think I have met quite a few at the college itself now. Okay, so we have around 89. Okay, so there are just some reminders for postgrad students. Okay, so I think I've just highlighted the important I've highlighted rate important ones. Okay, commitment. Okay, so it is not easy. I wouldn't say it is like a bed of roses. So obviously you have your hiccups here and there. And for mature students, so there are different responsibilities that you're holding. So, but you have registered for a reason, and complete the mission successfully. Okay, so if not, sometimes it leaves because we talk to students, so there are some students who have taken a longer semester from the others, but ultimately finishing is the greatest achievement. Whether you're finishing it on time or delaying slightly a bit, but still finish is finish. So try your very best to make sure that you complete your journey. Okay, so that's important for you, and we try our best to assist you towards there as well. Okay, so and working independently. Okay, so it is no more when undergraduate, it is really much of it it will be, I would say, spoon fed to a certain reason, okay, to a certain extent, but postgraduate is very much independent work. Okay, and please don't plagiarize. So other than that, you should be able to read on your own. Okay, so postgraduate is about writing. Okay, so critically thinking for ideas, finding answers, keep in touch with your supervisor. Very important, whether you are coursework or research, same. Okay, so because coursework, you have master's project. So your master's project, you need to get in touch. And sometimes I do get a response. Okay, we ask student, why did you not contact your supervisor for a long time? Why did you just leave it? Why don't you just, students, sometimes their response will be shy, malu, embarrassed. At the end of the day, there's nothing to be embarrassed about. I mean, I have students who gone missing and basically it came later. There's nothing to be embarrassed about if you have left. But I think better not leave. Don't leave the gap of too long without communication. So if you have any issue, any problem, just talk to your supervisor. I'm pretty sure they can understand you because everyone is an adult and we have our issues. So just tell them. Sometimes students go missing and to a point that they are, embarrassed to meet. So I just don't do that way. Okay, so communication, straight to the point. Okay, so meet and let the other party knows. Okay, so don't don't sweep it under the carpet. Okay, so it doesn't feel good for you, it doesn't feel good for your supervisor, and it will create some not too nice situation. Okay, so make sure communication, communication, and communication. Okay, right. Other than that, I think I don't underestimate your capability. Or please don't do a last minute job. Okay, so I suppose some assignments will be given earlier, so please don't do it last minute. Don't take for granted, and importantly, don't give up. Okay, so you will be able to get through it, but just if you couldn't find a way or you need some advice, you just come back to us. We might be able to give you some advice to see how we can actually get you through it. All right. Okay, so these are some of the tips. You can go through it on your own because the slides will be sharing all the materials for today's talk through a certain through a drive. Okay, but please don't delete anything from the drive. Okay, so we are sharing the drive with everyone. So just download is fine, but don't delete it. Okay, and IPSIS has actually consolidated everything, all the forms that is being required for research, coursework, and general form under this link. Okay, so once you get my slide, if you go on to this link, then you should be able to download every form that is being required throughout your study. Okay, so another thing for postgraduate, okay, so we have society. We call it engineering postgraduate society. So we aim to have activities throughout this year. So please join us as well. Okay, so we have a WhatsApp group. So later, once you get the slide, so please join us in the society. Okay, so besides that, we actually have training. Okay, so not that intensive. Okay, so for example, we have DRP stated when we have thesis writing clinic every month. Okay, so once a month, and we have some proposal writing or thesis boot camp held elsewhere. Okay, so we will be advertising or we will be getting you to register yeah, through WhatsApp group and Telegram as well. Okay, so we'll share this with you as well, training calendar. Okay, so and everything that we have placed in here, we will actually advertise it in the group as well, so that you would know which and what time it would be held. These are just to share the achievement of postgraduate, particularly for year 2022. Okay, so this one, we have won actually 2 awards out of 5 awards from IPSIS. And these are some of the students who have gotten graduate on time as well as APC. Okay, so excellent researcher award for both master's science and also PhD. And we have a website. Okay, so we have website, we are on the Facebook. I don't think we are that active on the Instagram or Twitter. However, all the recordings, it will be uploaded into our YouTube. Okay, so please like our Facebook, our YouTube, and also please jump in our website whenever you're free. Okay, and this one is where we actually place our promotional kit. It is in the view format. If there are any other colleagues of yours who are actually interested in our program and they will want to look into the brochure or flyers that that we have, so this is where you can actually share with them as well. Okay, these are the important dates. Okay, so online registration starting 17 March until 5th April. Okay, so please make sure that whether you're a research student, whether you're a coursework student, the courses, the registration should be done before 5th April. Add and drop is also before 5th April. Okay, so make sure you remember the date. Okay, and last date for tuition fees payment will be 12th July. And also, if you have any issue in regards to a payment, you want to make it in a staggered manner, you can do that as well. Okay, so through 3 times payment, but you need to apply it. Do the online application, you get the result, and you should be able to pay it in a staggered manner. And also another one, okay, in regards to finance, you can also actually apply as a UPTA, except that UPTA is only for full-time student. Okay, so the application is open all the way till 19 March. Okay, so you can just jump on the link or the QR code. Okay, I'm almost ending my session. Okay, so I think the keyword here is motivation. Okay, so I can truly understand it's not easy for you to actually work while you're a postgraduate student. So with family, with children, so it is not easy. But somehow rather you came here for a reason, and there should be a certain motivation there that you are holding on to. Okay, so whenever you come into an obstacle, a challenge, remember why did you study in the first place? Okay, so what was the motivation that actually kept you all the way and hopefully until you finish the journey? Okay, and this one will be the QR code and link for all the materials today. Okay, so please do not delete any of the files. Just download it. Okay, so do not just you can just download the entire folder. Okay, so the folder actually contains this general file, this general presentation, including research and also coursework documents, and there are quite a lot of documents in there, so please be careful, do not delete any of the files. Okay, so this would be the QR code for that. And lastly, these are the emails if you have any inquiries for us. Okay, besides reaching us directly, if you have any form to submit. Okay, so if in regards to admission, you can direct it to siswazakpk@uitm.edu.my. And for new student, make sure you provide us, if you have not yet, provide us all the forms that are being required. Okay, so your passport or your IC, true copy of your scroll, transcript, and also for full-time student, additionally, you would need to fill the medical declaration. Okay, so part-time you are not required to fill in the medical declaration. Okay, so for registration, the documents that you need to submit should be emailed to Siswaza. But other inquiries in regards to research program, you should address it here, coe_pg_research@uitm.edu.my. And any inquiries in regards to coursework will be coe_pg_coursework@uitm.edu.my. Okay, so with that, I end my session, general session for today. I hope, or basically we hope and we pray that you have a pleasant journey and pleasant, successful journey until completion. Okay, so after this, I will just close this. Okay, and then I will open up the chat box. We'll see if there are any questions in the chat box. So once I've answered that, I think Dr. Hafiz has also shared the link for the coursework room. Okay, so for coursework mixed mode, please go on to Dr. Hafiz a link after I have completed this. Okay, so all right, so hold on, I'll quickly just copy this into the chat box. Okay, so Dr. Hafiz has shared the video meeting. Okay. And this one would be the link for the notes of today. Okay, so drive. Okay, hold on, let me just quickly go to the question if there are. Okay, how about the UP track? So UP track is for research student, and it is the nomination of supervisor. So Naziro, please stay tuned and basically continue with the research section. So I will go through that in detail in the research section. Okay, so Naziro. Okay, so please click. Okay, so it is the same 100% attendance for classes. No, Amar. So for masters, 80%. Okay, so 80% attendance. Okay, Muhammad Razi asked for UPSA. can HLP student apply it, or if there is any HLP student? For UPTA, it is open for students who are not under scholarship. Okay, so actually UPTA is a very small amount of money. It is not huge, just to assist students who are financially not stable lah, basically not strong. So for HLP, you are getting scholarship. So I think it's fair enough. You can actually allow the space to be given to the others. Okay, so during my last study, I only know about coursework and research, what the mixed mode. Okay, mixed mode is similar to coursework, except that it is very much heavier on the master's project. So you're talking about your credit hours. Okay, so it might be almost 70% or 60 to 70% master's project, 30 to 40% courses. So it is different compared to coursework. So coursework, your master's project is only 25% of the entire total credit. So mixed mode is very much heavier on the research, 60 to 70% of purely research and 30% of courses. Okay, all right. So are there any other questions? Okay, I see that there is a regulation for PhD coursework. PhD can bind by coursework. Yes, but not in College of Engineering. So we do not have PhD by coursework, but there are other faculties offering PhD by coursework. If I'm not mistaken, AAGBS is offering PhD by coursework. Okay, but not College of Engineering. Okay, Muhammad Shafiq has asked for coursework mode, when do we have to select our supervisor for dissertation? I think Dr. Hafiz might be able to answer you that. But however, for civil, if you are taking civil, if you're a full-time student, 3 semesters, you would undertake your master's project in 3rd semester. Normally, the 2nd semester, you can actually acquire your supervisor. You can select your supervisor when you are doing your research methodology. Okay, so as for during deferment, do I still need to submit the progress report by end of semester? No. So for research, as far if you're taking research, if you're taking deferment, no. Deferment is meant by students who are not active. So you will not be active for that semester. So your fees will be forfeited. You will not be paying a fees if you are deferred, and you don't need to submit. Okay, and during deferment, how about UPTA? Yes, you cannot apply for UPTA for during deferment because you are not active. So UPTA is only for active students. Okay, so for research, we can select our own supervisor. Yes, yes, Nurul Nadia. Okay, all right. So I I suppose there are no more questions. Okay, so I think we can end the session here. Dr. Hafiz, yeah? Oh, one more. Do engineering management student can apply for you UPTA? Yes, yes. So Umar, you can apply for the UPTA. Okay. Any other question? General question? When we can collect our access card? Okay, that question is so difficult. So actually, we have checked with the card department of UiTM. So actually the students of 2020 who have registered October 2022, they haven't got their card. Okay, so we were told by the card department that they are switching to this bank type of card or something like that, and they are still waiting for that stock. So but we were informed in the group once we get the what do you call, the notification by the card department. Okay, at this moment, we were told that they are still waiting for the bank card system, something like that. Okay, so Nurul Nadia, if you haven't collected your final degree transcript, yes, we will accept at this point, we will accept the letter of completion. Okay, you can get the letter of completion from the academic office of your undergraduate. If you are from UiTM, then it will be at level 8, Tower 1. Okay, so you can request them for letter of completion. Okay, any other question? Right. So, if there are none, have you all registered for your attendance? If no, then later we'll just share the link as well. Okay. So, Dr. Hafiz, you have anything to say for general audience dulu before we go on to the breakout session?
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and very good morning to all. Thank you very much, Dr. Sheila. So then, maybe I don't have any say for this one. So maybe all the coursework student and also the mismatch student, okay, we can have a chat during my session after this. So then just click to the link that I've shared in the chat box. Then we can we start to communicate there. So thank you very much, Dr. Sheila. Right, that's all for me. I would like to welcome to all the students to KPT to College Pengajian Kejuruteraan and UiTM as well. Okay, so all the best semua. Right. Okay, so for all the coursework and Wisma student, please click the link for Google Meet. Then we will have a chat there. Okay. All right. So thank you very much. Dr. Sheila, please unmute your mic.
Wow, okay, sorry. So, the coursework students, you may join Dr. Hafiz's session. Okay, so it is through Google Meet. I've reshared the link in the chat box. So please, you may go on to this session for coursework mixed mode and you may leave this room. And this room, we will basically continue with the research students. Okay, so we'll give an around 2 minutes for us to just get comfortable. Okay, so we'll start for on the briefing on the research in at 10:20.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you. Oh yeah,
you,
engineering
Doctor.
management is part-time kan? Betul juga.
Actually for the engineering management kita offer dua. Ada yang full time, ada yang part time lah. So for the full time student is quite straightforward lah. But for part time nanti you have to tengok macam mana lah.
So maksudnya for engineering management ni student can still it will be 4 semester, cuma status dia
Yeah.
full time lah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
okay, I
Okay.
see. So
Hmm.
Umar and Min just now, nanti Dr. Hafiz mungkin boleh mention balik. I think maybe if they have
Boleh.
left kan, you just mention
Okay.
balik untuk engineering management. They if they want to apply for UPTA, change to full time. But just let me know so that kita boleh change dia punya status tu.
Okay, no problem. Alright.
Okay, thank you Dr.
Okay.
Hafiz.
Okay, right.